British Airways is the UK's iconic airline, with their biggest hub being at Heathrow Airport. The Boeing 747 was also an iconic plane that flew in the British Airways livery. However, the 747 in the BA has recently been retired from service, but why? Welcome to the Biz page. In this video, we will be looking at why British Airways retired their 747 planes. Be sure to watch to the end to find out the answer and subscribe to my channel for more content. Now without further ado, let's dive in. Let's start by looking at a brief history of the 747. The Boeing 747, as we know, is one of the largest, long-range, wide-bodied, iconic airliner and cargo aircraft that was designed and built by Boeing Commercial Airplanes in the United States. In October of 1958, after the introduction of the Boeing 707, Pan Am Airlines had the concept and thought of designing a jet that was 2.5 times the size of the 707, to lower the price of seat costs by 30%. The plan was to democratize air travel. In 1965, an engineer of the Boeing company, Joe Sutter, decided to leave the program of developing the Boeing 737, in order to design the 747. This plane would also become the first twin-aisle airliner. 1 year later, in April 1966, Pan Am ordered two 747-100 aircraft to be added in their fleet. At the end of 1966, Pratt & Whitney agreed to develop and launch its JT9D, a high-bypass turbofan which would be used on the 747 aircraft. In the year of 1968 in September, a milestone for the Boeing company was achieved, where the first 747 was rolled out of the custom-built Everett plant, which is the largest building in the world by terms of volume. The first flight of the 747 took place on February 9, 1969. The plane was then certified in December of that year. It then started its service with Pan Am on January 22, 1970. It was the first airplane to be later known as the Jumbo Jet. Let's take a look at a brief history of British Airways. British Airways, as we know, is headquartered at London Heathrow Airport in England, UK. The airline was first officially founded in the year of 1974. It started back in 1969, when a report for a new British Airways board was made. This would mean managing both British European Airways, and BOAC, British Overseas Airways Corporation, the two regional British airlines. It would also include Cambrian Airways based at Cardiff and Northeast Airlines based at Newcastle upon Tyne. This was constituted on the 1st of April 1972. Although each airline's branding was maintained initially, 2 years later the British Airways Board unified its branding. On the 4th of March 1974, British Airways was officially established as an airline. Are you finding this video informative? If you are, then be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more valuable content. Let's now take a look at when the 747 joined the British Airways fleet. In June of 1977, British Airways became the first ever airline to take delivery of the Rolls-Royce RB211 powered 747, when it received its initial 200B series. A large number of these aircraft were delivered to BA as 236M Combi variants, while one 236F all-cargo model was also operated for a brief period in the beginning of the 1980s. Those cargo planes were appropriately registered G Kilo, with Kilo being a reference to the unit used to measure weight. During the time of the 1980s, the British Airways 747 fleet was increased with the addition of several more -200s that were obtained through the merger with British Caledonian Airline. The airline's leisure branch company, British Air Tours, also operated with a 747-236 briefly in the year of 1987. When the Boeing company launched a major 747 refresh project as the 400 variant, British Airways was one of the launch customers. It placed its initial order for 16 aircraft plus 12 options in August of 1986. The company once again opted for Rolls-Royce power in the engines. British Airways had their first two 747-400s delivered together to the airline's main hub at London Heathrow Airport. This event took place in 1989. Ultimately, the airline eventually took delivery of 57 new 747-400s. Despite taking on these new aircraft, The full contract was renegotiated with Boeing in the year of 1998 as part of a change to smaller 777-200ERs. This negotiation oversaw the last 9 747 orders cancelled. The year of 1999 saw British Airways' final milestone in purchasing the 747 for its fleet. This was where the airline's 94th and final new 747 delivery was made. The name of the aircraft was GBYGG. Cirium stated that BA's 747 list remained above 70 aircraft until the early 2000s. It was at this time period when the number of 747 aircraft started declining abruptly when the airline started the retirement of the old 200 series. Within the years of 2002 and 2011, BA's cargo division added 3 747-400Fs to their fleet, through a unique deal with Global Supply Systems (GSS). Following this deal, the 400F series was replaced by more up-to-date 747-8F series within the years of 2011 and 2013, before BA opted out of dedicated main deck cargo operations. Throughout the years of 2003 and 2007, the 747-400 passenger fleet was kept at a number of 57 aircraft, as the airline established itself as the largest operator of the passenger model. It kept the faith of having the iconic aircraft throughout the 2010s. It was also within this decade where other airline companies were starting to retire the 747 aircraft from service. Despite keeping loyalty to the 747 aircraft, it is stated that British Airways started the process of winding down its 400 series passenger fleet from 2008, right up until the year of 2020. The original plan was to retain the Jumbo until the year of 2024. The intention was that Jumbo Jet would be replaced by a mix of new generation and up-to-date wide-body aircraft, including the Airbus A350, the Boeing 787 and Boeing 777-9. In the year of 2020, Cirium showed that British Airways had 31 active 747 aircraft that were in operation. The airline is believed to have operated its last 747 passenger service on the 4th of June 2020. The route was between Cape Town and London Heathrow. Finally, on the 28th of September 2020, the last of the British Airways 747 aircraft were finally retired. The British Airways CEO Alex Cruz stated, "This is not how we wanted or expected to have to say goodbye to our incredible fleet of 747 aircraft. It is a heartbreaking decision to have to make." On the 8th of October 2020, British Airways gave a final farewell to the 747, as 2 of them took off from London Heathrow Airport to give a flyby one last time. For a number of people, the retirement of the British Airways 747 was a very sad time. It was sad as people would remember the iconic plane flying. Some people may have also worked on it and flown on it as a passenger. All in all, the Queen of the Skies will never be forgotten. What memories do you have of the British Airways 747? Let me know in the comment section below. I would also like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more valuable content.